Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the final game of Battle of the Bridges, Group Stage Day 2. I am Grape, and I'm joined here with.
Huh?
Duck.
Oh, nerds.
Valere.
That was awkward.
Sitch.
Yes, that definitely was.
Oh my god, we
No, I
suck.
thought you were gonna
Okay.
say our names. I didn't think we were gonna have
Oh,
to say our. Okay.
no, yeah.
Respect to be
So, yeah.
allowed.
Alright,
So.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom before this game starts.
Yeah, as we said,
Hey,
Nice.
Grape, what teams are we going against?
so today we have Dauntless and the Stepdads going for the 2-0 record here. Basically, winner of this game right here will get to move on into the finals of the playoffs, with the other one getting the 1-1 tag and having to play in the loser round, which happens next Saturday, if I'm correct. Um, so that
Where's
being
Damien? I
said,
gotta kick him too.
tell me guys, who do you guys think will win and why?
I will be reading chat, by the way.
Well, in my personal opinion, I mean, Dauntless is legit like the top team in the league as of right now, I believe, and against a team that, like, honestly, like, they seem to be, I don't want to say random because that's a little bit mean, but I mean, they're not very well known. I mean, they could have talent nobody really knows about, but in the end, I'm gonna have to go with my heart on this one and say Dauntless is probably gonna pull through and win this match.
All right.
Just
Yeah.
because they're, I guess, like, what is it? They're
But
they're
as we've
tough
seen
and they're
from
experienced.
the past few matches with Dawn, is that we actually can't underestimate these non-PCL teams.
That's why I hinted that there is still a chance. I'm not saying that they're going to absolutely lose. No chance whatsoever. They stink.
Yeah.
Go die. I did not say that.
Okay.
I definitely do
So.
feel. I feel that Dauntless will definitely, honestly, have the upper advantage in this, and with their experience, not necessarily crush the Stepdads, but I think this will be a very quick match to end it off for the day. With Dauntless
Did
winning.
AJ post this announcement? Let me see.
Yeah, like in my personal opinion, I think Dalen's gonna take it. But since it's Bridges, we might have like a little surprise here. We don't really know these teams, so we have to look at the first minutes of the fights to like have an opinion on it. So
Definitely. And then also the thing is this. Basically, the way this is going to be structured is since we do have technically 4 commentators, or 3 plus Duck MC, who is our special guest for today. What's going to be happening is we're going to be having Villar and Joe, or Nerds, I'm sorry about that,
Mhm.
commentate with the first 10 minutes during the bridges, before the bridges fall, I'm sorry to say. And then once the bridges fall, me and Duck will take over, and we will be helping you guys out with the action slash live commentary part of it, with everybody coming in and talking, over at once. But the main people will be those two in those 2 separate stages.
Yeah, but you can just call me Joe if need be, though. Great. Just letting
Joe.
you know.
All right.
Yeah. If it's easier, you can just call me Joe.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
All right.
Professional name.
So once Dawn's ready, we'll start.
All right. So, but yeah, honestly, these past couple games so far, I mean, the group stages have been really successful, really smoothly. A lot of good games so far, I must say, and I hope it's gonna be one of those up top.
Yeah, I'm really hoping for a close game for Dauntless because no one likes a very quick and done for game. I want to see some really nice action and
Oh, for
coming
sure,
pretty
for
close
sure.
to the end.
Especially with, though, I mean, like, Dauntless definitely has something to redeem with themselves, because yesterday's game was not a good sign for Dauntless. I mean, people really thought Dauntless would win that game, and I mean, it was a really close call. So, I mean, I think right now people are looking at Dauntless with peeved eyes, if I may say, just because of yesterday. But I really hope today will be a chance for Dauntless to come back, redeem themselves, show themselves that they still are, as in fact, the tier 1, number 1 of the BCL, and their skill wise, and to lead off into the playoffs.
Are you guys streaming right now?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're streaming.
Yes, we are, Ace.
Oh, alright.
Oh, that was...
right,
You got to
so
hear
we
the
have a lot
beautiful
of
voice of
yeah, we
Ace
have a lot of
771.
people in the YouTube channel chat saying that step that will win. We have Gem Physics saying 14 Grape says let's go stepdads. He also says that your mic is a little bit low. Grape.
Yeah, I heard that. I picked it up a little bit. It should be a little bit better now, if I'm correct.
Uh,
Uh, 1 bar. All right. With that being said, this is gonna be quite the game. Hopefully.
I think we should talk a little bit about the map. What do you guys think of this map? What do you think the teams are gonna go?
About Volcanic.
Yeah.
So Ben's definitely a very fast berserker, and it's all gonna come down to who can get mid fastest. This map is actually very rewarding when it comes to resources at mid. It's also a very vital choke point, if anything. It allows you to shoot teams that are running across that bridge. So I definitely think Ben, aka Wids, will get there faster than the other players, but who knows? Maybe they can whip out some really fast way to get to mid and surprise us. I'd actually be open to it.
Yes, yes, yes. For sure. I mean, I don't know. I think that with the volcanic islands, it honestly does come down to, as Nerd said, it does come down to mid and just the loot in there. Because I mean, any team honestly that does get mid has such a better advantage over the other team, armor-wise and weapon-wise. Um, Especially if it does come down to it. I just think that at the end of the day, what's gonna happen is whoever does get to mid first will probably end up capping the game.
So it's definitely an opportunity for Stepdads to take. If they do get to mid, they're gonna have a really big opportunity to defeat
All right,
Dauntless.
we're gonna be starting the game here.
As the bridges
So-
fall down. And with that being said, take it
Good
to
luck to the
commentator.
teams.
Good luck to both teams. And all right, so just taking a look here, we're gonna look at kit setups, even though I know Grape can't be looking at them. So let's see.
Unfortunately.
All right, so I'm checking out Stepdads real quick to make sure everyone's clean. I'm checking Daunt. All right, both of them are good. So they both have very interesting kit setups. If anything, Dauntless is not foreign to the typical BCL meta you're going to need for these kits. So definitely it's going to come down to who can use their kits better. And as you look at Stepdads over here, they also have a very decent kit setup, even though they are foreign to the BCL, and it's all within meta. And I feel like they're actually going to do very decent as I'm looking at these. They're
Yeah.
actually very identical to the kit setups. It's pretty funny. Alright.
Maybe they're copying Dauntless.
But yeah, I think
But looks like they're having a start off, at least the Stepdads over here. They seem to already be having some furnaces and already smelting some stuff, which is not that bad of a start. They're already trying to I guess get some of the ores and all of that going right off the bat, which is definitely something they're gonna need because all that time is definitely valuable. We take a look at Dauntless's side over here.
okay.
They're definitely doing a lot of pretty good mining. They're not foreign to how the beginning should definitely work out. They are probably practicing their ancient mining strategies.
Yeah. So as we already looked, we can already see some of the teams are already beginning to head into the caves. So it's actually a very vital thing to do right now.
If you
Dauntless
look at-
having only 2 other players up. Hockey's already got 3 furnaces going, which is
yeah, it's a
pretty.
bit interesting. I wonder what he's gotten all single.
You probably got a decent amount of iron here in the first 2 minutes of the game. So let's just hope. Oh wait, let me see. All right.
But
Alright,
that's
gotcha.
definitely
Some
something.
people- Yeah, wait. Just a quick thing. Some people want Grape to take out of F1, I think it is. Yeah.
Oh, great. Get
Yeah,
out of F1.
I'm out of F1.
Probably a good idea.
All right.
Grave.
All right, so we got 7 minutes here. Let's see what teams have done in the past minute. And hold on, I
Dauntless
gotta-
already has quite a bit of furnaces and stuff going on top, so they're obviously trying to, I guess, get their resources together very quickly and just not really mess around. If we take a look at the other team, Stepdads, trying to get to a good place up at the top.
Mhm. All right.
And I keep TPing the people that
I just have to get a timer
Yeah.
ready because if some of you are familiar with the past BOTB scrims, there actually is there's a rotation limit, well, time limit. So hopefully that will not screw any of these teams over. I'm not in the what's the word? I'm trying to think of the right word here. I don't have the thought that Dauntless is going to play extremely defensive here, nor do I have the thought that this team probably will. Though it probably would be in this other team's best efforts, as Dauntless has been an extremely offensive team before. So hopefully this rotation time will not screw these teams over. Let's take a look at them now, though. 6 minutes remaining for mining.
Also, just to point out real fast, as you can tell, within Dauntless, they already do have the mushrooms and the 2 wooden blocks up at top, which is getting them those animal kills and the loot. Which is somebody I even asked in chat. The 2 blocks right there does help kill the animals since the mushrooms do place a spawn, while as the
Yes.
stepdads don't have anything with those mushrooms so far. So something just to point out.
Yeah,
And
that's
if
one thing
anything,
stepdads are definitely going to have that disadvantage with is they're really not getting those resources at the top. They're just kind of like all going down, which sure they might get some more minerals, but if they don't have regeneration and stuff, they're definitely going to suffer the consequences.
yeah, it's very important to actually collect these mushrooms here so that they actually do spawn back again. And it does leave the drops near the block, so it's very efficient too. So that way you can go to the same area for food, and hopefully you'll smelt it because raw chicken and a few other raw items will not give you the best saturation here. But we're taking a look here at Stepdad to see how they're doing with their furnace situation. So Stepdad's has got a decent amount of furnaces. If you take a look in the cave there, on surface, however, there aren't that many furnaces. I think all of the 5 furnaces that are right there in the cave are actually belonging to one player. So hopefully we can get some more furnaces going because gear is
Well-
definitely going to be the high factor to determine which
Looks
team
like
wins.
Arctic Control from stepdads recently, right after you said that, just pulled out 4 furnaces. Hopefully they do have that
Okay.
ort and iron and stuff to definitely cover up themselves and get ready to go into the
All
fight.
right, let's take a look at Daunt here. It looks like they've got a decent amount of furnaces going up here, and it looks like AJ and Rabius are actually getting started on collecting flints to just get a huge stack of arrows because it looks like there's an immense amount of gravel being placed out here.
For sure, that if they get that arrow advantage right off the bat, they're going to be able to really do well on the push towards mid and have that archer stay back, which is probably going to be Ravius, is my guess. But if anything, they're going to probably stay back and do some major bow shots, which are going to really affect the game.
Yeah, I'm not a huge CCL person or CCL player, so I wouldn't know. I've heard that Ravius is the mythical archer to be feared in this match.
That is definitely true. He
Dauntless
Is
a lot
he-
of attention for being like at one point whenever he used to like play a lot before he like kind of went on like a hiatus, you could say. He was the best ranger by far, no competition for a very long time in the CCL.
just
After
hope they
that,
stay
I mean, like,
confused.
The Dauntless is definitely gonna need those skills to secure this game hopefully for them if they are going to want to win this.
I guess it would be pretty exciting if we did manage to see probably like 3 kills off the bat if he got 3 of the players that are going to mid.
If he
So
did
it's
do
just-
that, I mean, that would put stepdads at a major disadvantage, and that would lead them to probably have to go very defensive.
As you can tell back at Stepdads, we do seem to have to see a lot more furnaces with not only Erotic now, but also Super HD with another 4 furnaces being put down there. This doesn't seem to be more of a single heck, each person mines and smelts for their own, rather than like a team community. Even though within the cave, there are a lot of furnaces with like a team thing. This doesn't seem to be more like you mine what you get, and whatever you mine, you use for yourself.
Okay.
Which personally, that's probably not the best thing to do because like they'll end up having things such as like applers or miners getting definitely miners getting all the gear, and then like the berserkers and the brawlers that actually need them aren't going to get the gear they need.
Yeah, so we're taking a look here at 2 minutes, which is definitely the time you probably should start smelting if you haven't already, and you probably should start making your gear. If you take a look here at Stepdads, you've already got 3 full irons going out. We're going to take a look at Dauntless over here, see how they're doing. And looks like they've got 1 full iron out. But it looks like they're starting to craft and starting to open the community chest, as one of you mentioned. And it's definitely allowing them to put other resources in there that they've gathered within the past 8 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes on the clock. It looks like Rabius is still beginning to farm that flint there so he can get a few more arrows before the bridges spawn. And we're definitely going to be expecting some big plays from Rabius to get a few good picks in the beginning there.
You definitely do see the armor advantage that Dauntless does have with almost everybody being, well, not everybody, but like Lauder having diamond chest plates and diamond boots, in addition to Wiz having diamond chest plate, diamond boots. Definitely does show
And they
an
still
improvement.
seem to have like a ton more furnaces going at it, smelting stuff. So I'm
take a look at
guessing
Stepdad
that
over
most of them
here.
are gonna either be like full iron or iron with the diamond mix.
Stepdad has managed to get a half diamond player. We're looking at Alex over here.
Mm.
Diamond chestplate and diamond pants.
Same thing with spectacles.
Mm.
With a diamond helmet
Ooh,
and a diamond
diamond
chest plate.
pants.
Same
Not
thing with
craft.
same thing with
But it looks
spectacles
like
as
most
well.
of stepdads have either full iron or diamond stuff, or maybe like one piece of iron
Yeah,
armor missing.
It
So
looks
Yeah,
they're
well,
definitely going to have quite. This is definitely going to be quite a close match armor wise. It's really going to come down to who's going to get to mid first, in my opinion.
Okay, and
going back over to Dauntless though, we do
all right,
see
now we're gonna be doing some Minecraft math. What would have happened if they had made something other than diamond pants and
Whoa.
probably made like diamond boots?
this is quite a shock though. Going over to Dauntless, we do see Bob and Chasing Michael both having and Jack having golden helmets and hockey as well.
It's very conservative on the iron, however. Okay, 53 seconds going in. Let's see what these teams are going to be able to pull. As I mentioned before, Wiz is a very good berserker, and I think he'll be getting mid very fast. But if the archers can hold them off, they'll actually be doing their team a favor and halting that progress to mid. And let's see if they actually can manage to beat them to mid.
Just trying to look at both sides and see who exactly are going to be going to mid. Looks like they're having pretty much of a good pile sticking over here towards the optimal place to build over for stepdads. Looking over at the Dauntless side,
Plenty
looks
of
like they have like
diamonds.
one or two players doing that, and they're pretty much full diamond or pretty close to it.
This definitely does show the I think tactical advantage of armor has to go over to Dauntless just for all the diamond stuff. But I think for the general player wise, I'm gonna have to give it over to the stepdads just because
And
they
as
are
I guess
full.
Rabius
Okay,
is kind
great.
of,
Let's take a look over it with. Oh wait,
and as I guess Rabius is going to be taking his shots towards the opposite team, already landing a few shots right off the bat.
What is this
Trying to
stepdad?
slow them down, but stepdads are actually
Ben with a
progressing
great
very
push
quickly
mid.
over.
Looks like
Holding them
Stepdads is
down.
already falling in pretty strong.
Stepdads is already pulling in. Dauntless already on top.
Stepdads accidentally Rabius holding off stepdads, allowing the stepdads to
It
hold
looks
back onto
like
mid. It seems that both teams are at mid right now. Only
Stepdads
Rabius
are both taking the majority here, but
It
Dauntless
looks
is
like
Small battle
Dauntless is
in
on the
between
top and
wins.
stepdads are right in
seems
the
to be that
middle.
Dauntless is at top with stepdads being on the bottom. This honestly is a very
Yes,
close game when it comes to skill.
Dauntless is actually getting split here, so it'd actually be very bad if they were to get these two players that are straggling here.
All right,
Let's see if they manage to get.
as this team moves on, Duck, what are your comments about this so far?
Honestly, I like the fact that Dauntless took the high ground here because right now they have the advantage on them because if the team below them tries to escape, they're just going to get shot down by like Rabius and AJ. So, I mean, right now Dauntless is at a huge advantage. I just hope they keep it.
Definitely, and with that all the armor advantage with the mining at first, they definitely don't seem to be faltering out with the mid loot. So I think because Stepdad's got that bottom and all the chests down there, this definitely will be an even more even match to begin with. Especially because as of right now, no players have actually died so far, which is actually very surprising to see. Both teams have mid, but you know, at the end of the day, it seems to me that the stepdads have actually barricaded themselves inside mid. Let's take a closer look inside. They seem to have completely barricaded themselves inside, with Dauntless being able to take that lava as it slowly spews down.
Okay. Oh, looks like they're heading
Kind of
down.
interesting. It looks like, well, Dauntless just gave up their
It looks like
advantage.
Stepdads is actually going to let them go
Ace
here.
dropping
Ace
a
drops a
TNT.
bomb.
Slowing
They dropped the
down
bomb right on that
Stepdads.
volcanic island.
Seems to me that Dauntless is now going on to a separate unopposed island, trying to get some more resources and build up a wall
But so
there.
is stepdads. They
With
pretty much have
stepdads.
the same concept going on here.
Here's the thing.
Oh, looks like. Ooh.
Rabius taking some shots over at the
Guy
stepdads.
named Max
Really
is
long shots.
dying.
And they seem to be making them as well. Those connections are just working out for him. It seems to me, honestly, that the stepdads did their homework when they went against Dauntless. They did their homework, they know what they're going up against, and they're trying to counter that. And it is working out perfectly fine for them.
I'm still really surprised that Dauntless didn't keep them at that low choke there. They really had the advantage on that team, and I guess I saw Vio building the bridge to go into the other island, but I have
Yeah.
no idea why they switched from the top going to the bottom.
Yeah, here's the thing I didn't understand. However, as you guys saw, Ace's bomber, but he didn't take the opportunity to blow those people up at mid while they're on top. Or maybe he did. Maybe they did evade the TNT very well. But I feel like that could have gotten a very, very huge quad, or maybe even an entire team wipe right there if he were to manage to drop that TNT in a great area.
Yeah, knowing the history of Ace, I know he's a really good bomber. If he actually threw the bomb right below there, they either would have had to spread out, which would have caused Rabius and Trajectories to have to put bow shots in them, probably like kill them in the water. But instead, I guess they just fled first. They should have definitely held that advantage there.
Seems to me as well that as of right now, Dauntless is definitely recuperating, getting all the other players get access to more iron, getting those gold helmets out of there, replacing them with those iron helmets. Not really worrying about the wall though, which is kind of exciting because as you can see right there, the Stepdads definitely do have their wall built up, waiting for a Dauntless push to arise. But Dauntless on their hand, just leaving a wall very simplified, not expecting a Stepdad push, and instead focusing more on their armor and their well-beings. Um, yeah,
Another thing to take into account here with that push to mid, which is very impressive, very well done by Stepdads. It looks like they took the majority gear-wise from mid. They were very aggressive in that rush, which is something we really should give them props for. Even though Wids did manage to get to mid first, they managed to get there as a team collectively and hold it off at the bottom.
seems to me that Dauntless, in a way, is learning back from their past mistake with Ifbit yesterday when they accidentally aggressively pushed too much and got split there. I don't know. I could be seeing maybe more of a defensive play made by Dauntless in response to that with their learning experience and their playing. Um, Something else to note though is that actually because of the stepdads being able to get that mid attack and all the loot there, they actually did get more suited up and geared up. So as much as they aren't necessarily tied up to Dauntless, they definitely have been armor wise. They definitely are almost as even as Dauntless, which is very appreciative and unique. As you can see right here, Ace771 is building up his wall, making it seem a little bit more better than before. But again, just compared to the stepdads, they doesn't seem to be having a full response. They aren't going full out on their wall because they aren't really expecting a push on their end.
Yeah, they really seem to be just kind of like laying back, trying to get some more resources since they expected to be getting a lot more from mid. And honestly, I don't think they really expected Stepdads to really push like that. That probably really put them off of their main strategy that they probably thought up of.
Rabius here now putting down all of his gravels, trying to get all the flint to make those arrows. He did use a bunch of them in that to slow down the stepdads' mid approach. And I have to admit, Rabius's push arrows to stop the mid push did help them out as they did fall into the water a lot. And I have to say, if it wasn't for Rabius, that probably would have resulted in a much more major controversy for Dauntless, as Stepdads could have easily gotten to mid faster and easily cleaned up Dauntless. So Rabius's archery definitely did help play an impact on the game so far.
Let's take a look at these walls here too. Like you're definitely seeing the experience from Dauntless. Yeah, because if you look at this, if you look how it's built, it gives them enough room to where like players that typically have a pickaxe won't be able to cut through that wood.
That is
Very
true.
strategic move by
yeah.
Daunt.
Definitely seems to be 3 layers thick, which is pretty good. Going back,
Also, looking at Stepboy's walls right
Yeah,
now,
they actually
they
have a
only have
staircase.
one. They only have one really strong defense, but then on the other side, it's kind of bad. But I think Dauntless, their strategy here should probably just to go around the weaker wall. But looking here, Dauntless does really have a really strong defense on both sides.
It's a
Very
good wall.
big walls, yeah.
yeah, that's a very good wall. Yeah, I see. As you can tell,
It's a very good wall.
Dauntless did make preparations for the flank just in case by building a tiny wall. Clearly not as good as the current wall they're building, but does get the job done compared to the stepdads and their other wall on the other side.
Maybe possibly Dauntless is trying to make them go that way, so they have to go more ground and let Rabius and their other rangers archers take more shots at them and therefore knock them more into water and make them take so much more damage.
Yeah, moving over to AJ. AJ has made his little lava bow thing, and he's shooting fire arrows towards the team, making them take heavy damage, especially since the ones who are building the walls right now are taking heavy fall damage and also fire damage.
Definitely. I can't really explain. I mean, as of right now, I definitely want to give Dauntless if we're ranking them with like the best wall so far created so far, just because it does serve the purpose that intimidates the stepdads from pushing out, while at the same time giving Dauntless more leniency to actually push out. But then again, you do see stepdads building up their wall, making sure. I mean, compared to what it was not 2 minutes ago, both these walls were very small, very limited, and now they've both grown to complex sizes. And that is definitely something to appreciate, just how much skill and dedication it would take to make these walls on both teams.
As we've been like commenting on in the beginning parts of the game, I think that timer rule might actually have to be used this game if they're both like going to these camping strategies, because with them being so campy like this, I mean, like both teams don't really seem to want to move, especially Dauntless being petrified from the last game of doing such a thing. Someone's gonna have to make a move pretty soon, or else, or else, like I guess the timer will run out and they'll have to be forced to make a move.
Definitely Dauntless already at 10 minutes. Not too sure exactly what Stepdad's at 9:30. Wow. This definitely this definitely is. This is probably one of the more slower paced games we've been watching so far throughout this tournament. This definitely does seem to have an
Yeah.
effect though. This makes both teams pretty anxious to see what's going to be happening.
I think I did jinx it when I said, "Oh, I think I don't expect any super defensive plays going on."
These are very defensive
Nerds
plays.
ruins everything.
God. Okay.
Dang it, nerds.
Look, they've got dirt in this wall too. Like, what kind of defense is this?
The dirt part, I don't see much of a. I mean, I could see how it changes terrain, but in the end, I mean, like dirt's very easy to break. I don't see how that exactly fixes
Another
anything.
major flaw, I guess you could say, in the Stepdads' walls is besides like their other unused wall they haven't really been developing on, they only seemed like with their actual wall, they only seem to be having um it's mainly just like like at least in the bottom tier, it's more of a cobblestone setup. So those miners with those pickaxes could just drill right through their defenses. And also on top, as you can tell with Dauntless, it's more flattened on top, which is good for the archery and defense toward like if they ever push up. But however, with the Stepdads, it's mainly just like to protect themselves. So if Dauntless does come in for a push, they don't really have the ability to like see through and shoot bows, like archery, I mean. And so they're mainly just be stacked behind their walls, unlike Dauntless's wall, if that makes sense. uh, Moving back now, you can definitely see the amount of armor that Dauntless has been given compared.
Okay.
You can definitely see the amount of like armor that Dauntless has like received upon going onto this island. Because as of right now, we do see TXH basically almost full diamond with a diamond chestplate and boots. Same thing with Lauder. Chasey Michael almost full diamond without leggings. Wids same exact thing. Lauder has everything except the helmet. Most people are full iron as well, but like you can definitely see like the
I
armor
feel
output
like
has
we.
improved.
I feel like this armor really has improved, but the really, really amazing strat that we did not take into account here is the use of lava. Both teams got to mid. Both teams had an equal opportunity to get lava, but it looks like Dauntless is the only team doing something with it. Take a look here at the stone bridge. If you would slash spec me, you can see it. This stone bridge, and if you look up, you can see the area where they're making their fire arrows, which is something that's been very, very actually
Useful.
prominent in the BCL, like the Bridges Competitive League.
What is this? It seemed to me that as of right now, Stepdads are rotating out from their base with the humongous wall, making their way across to their old island. What's happening here? Does Dauntless take account? Dauntless does take account of this as they are going back to their other wall to help defend that and make it more suitable and defensible.
I feel like
Stepdads,
Honestly, I don't see any of their archers even taking
This
shots
is
at
a-
them. Even this is a
there's
very
no
good chance to knock
purpose
some
in
people
taking
off.
shots at them right now. They're actually at a decent distance away. I feel like this is a very bad play on their part because they actually don't have the gear advantage that they once did near the beginning. But it looks like they're pressuring the wall here, and they're not gonna.
pressuring the
Okay,
old
they're
wall. The Stepdads
they're building a
putting
wall
down
here.
the water,
Very good.
putting down cobblestone on the water to make sure that they don't fall down in those little things. Dauntless understanding what's going
Rabius
to
is
happen.
lining up to take some few shots here.
Dauntless is definitely defending up their wall for this. Has the lava been moved yet from the other? AJ taking up the lava from the other side of the wall, moving it towards the new side where Stepdads is at. Stepdads seem to be making a tiny, tiny little wall in defense to Dauntless. It seems to be right now as Dauntless is going off all the way to the left where Rabius and Trajectories are. As you can see, Rabius is taking shots over at the Stepdads. Kind of faulting them from building the wall that they need. However, the Stepdads are responding to this by building a wall to protect themselves from Rabius.
A counter strat they can also use is try to use the lava against Dauntless so that when they're lining up to take these shots through the lava, they'll actually be damaging themselves when they're taking these shots.
Definitely.
Erotic controls thinking he's doing the best thing for his team. However, he could have taken an immense amount of fall damage there. But unfortunately, it looks like Rabius didn't pick up on that opportunity.
Looking at the amount of players on the teams, it looks like ex Cyndaquil actually crash timed out. I'm pretty sure he's on his
Oh.
team. Now it's a 9v10 Dauntless in favor.
Yes.
Definitely. That
Rabius and
Very
AJ definitely
unfortunate.
taking advantage of this. They're keeping them in a very fetal position. If you look at it now, they're taking cover and they're more worried about the cover rather than the rush they actually need to plan for.
Yes, as you can tell right here, Trajectories did set down the lava for Rabius and AJ to shoot over to them. However, it does seem to me that the Stepdads have taken this into account and have built a wall to neutrify, I guess you could say, the lava. As you can tell right here,
Oh,
what's Dauntless doing right now? Dauntless is building a sort of trench, I guess you could say, to prevent the
yes,
onslaught.
this is nothing foreign.
from
We've
the
seen this
Stepdads.
done before. This is
Yeah,
looks like Dauntless is preparing to be the defensive team this round.
this is very, very, very unique on Dauntless'
Taking a
side.
look at their timer here, they have 4 minutes remaining.
4 minutes versus
They're
how
gonna
much?
have to make a move soon.
How long does Stepdads have?
Well, to explain the rule, as I probably should have explained this better, I said Dauntless. Oh my gosh. I didn't say Dauntless, guys. All right. Anyways, they actually get their timers paused when they are playing offensive. So offensive gameplay is actually rewarded. However, if we look over here, it looks like Rabius is trying to get the better angle, but it looks like this would be a very bad decision, as we've seen in an earlier scrim of Mindman versus the Greenies, where there could have been perfect opportunity provided for it to not be a 9v10, but a 9v9 because one of their players is on the other side of the wall.
If y'all
Hopefully,
can look
Rabius
right-
does take this into account and
If y'all
move
can
over.
look right here, look at Trajectories. He's putting the lava on top of the trees, trying to get the spook out of Stepdads, and they don't seem to notice Trajectories yet. Not at all. This
Yeah,
could be-
Rabius and AJ actually have them boxed in right now.
this definitely could be helping out with Dauntless, with this overall push, I guess you could say, against Stepdads. Also, if you haven't noticed, in between Stepdads and the Dauntless Bridge, you do see the tiny, tiny, tiny little connecting thing that they made. It's like a tunnel. And I'm pretty sure that Stepdads will be using this to their advantage when they do push in. However, Dauntless could do this as well by making sure that they aren't allowed to enter from that area.
Now, taking a look at Dauntless's trap, there is a tunnel connecting to there, but if they all funnel through there, they will be stuck in almost like this trench that they have built,
Yes.
which will basically, this happened to Ace last game. Ace kind of funneled through a little hole, and then they just hit him on the head, and there's
Yeah.
nothing he could have done. And I guess that's what Dauntless is trying to use here.
Seems to me that they're adapting from the previous game against Ifbit and using it to their own strategy. Which
Also,
is-
this isn't a very foreign strategy that Dauntless has used, as seen in. Oh wait, let me give them time. 2 minutes. Okay, they actually have 2 minutes here, so they're actually gonna have to play aggressive or rotate.
They definitely, the thing about this,
Oh, the trench is actually gonna slow this team down. So
the
2 minutes
definite
for
thing
us.
about this is it seems to me that the Stepdads are more so of just waiting for Dauntless's time to go off. And I'm pretty sure what's happening right now within Dauntless is the conflict of should we move over to keep our time paused? But if so, they will give over this island to Stepdads. So the real question is what's happening with Dauntless and what should they do?
Okay.
Looking over to Vile, looks like he's trying to build a little lava bridge.
Looks like
creating
Rabius
a stone
is-
bridge right now.
Preparing for some good shots on
Stepdads taking some arrow shots over
Yeah.
at Vile. Vile's gonna
Rabius has really had a good job on pressuring them, keeping them in this
yeah, he's
little
actually
choke
keeping
here.
them in a very fetal position. It's actually something that's really gonna be rewarded when Dauntless now has a minute remaining.
They just
One-
aren't taking care of Rabius right now. Right now,
1 minute
Rabius just has
remaining.
free range and he's just over on the side all alone.
Going over to A771, you see what he's doing. They are A771 while they are still over at their island. Ace is mining across their old like I said, that's old like island with like the wall, trying to make it a good way for Dauntless to push through.
God,
I feel like you're getting a little bit mad.
I am because I literally said at Dauntless.
Looks like Dauntless is making a rotation here. Ace building, going through their old wall. And looks like they're definitely rotating trajectories, and Rabius now in the same spot, keeping pressure on them in that little choke, making sure that they don't go over to the other
If you
island.
take a look at it here,
Oh, it seems to me
They're
Gavin
slowly
is flanking.
boxing themselves in.
Yeah, they are
Gavin
really
going
stuck
for the
here.
flank. Gavin going for the flank right now. Over at mid, making his way back over to the Dauntless Island, where he's going. Actually, no, he's going back to their old island to meet up with his team, trying to get that info on Dauntless. Seems to have gotten it, considering he's going back. With that being said, Dauntless, first of all, since we last talked about it, look how insane the armor has grown. As of right now, full on Dauntless Bridges. What is happening right now with Dauntless? What strategy is this? Seems to
They're
me
playing
that
extremely defensive and not
seems
even
to me
like
right now that Stepdads have broken into the bridge. It seems to me that this old-time
here's the
strategy
battle,
is
boys.
working. Dalton is going into the action
Looks like
lane,
Meepo is
playing
gonna get
defensive
singled off here.
with the TNT playing in play. It is
Radius
now
taking some water
Stepdads
Bob's
damage.
gonna get
versus
singled off here if
Dauntless.
he can't get out of that.
Seems to me now Dauntless versus Stepdads is happening right now
Ben's in
with
the water.
TNT going in. Water
TNT going in. He's saving his team's skin. Well, good.
trajectories up at top, was archering it, got pushed down by Dry Puddle, are now rotating back to the other island. Stepdads have taken over control of that big wall. Still somehow keeping this a 9v10. Kind of disappointed by Dauntless. That strategy would have worked, but unfortunately it didn't push through, and because of that, nothing happened on their side of the team, besides them having control of that humongous wall now.
Another defensive wall coming up for Stepdads. Looks like they're going to take this slow once again. Dauntless looking like they're trying to make a push here, make something
Yeah.
happen.
So, due to
Rabius
the
also
rules, they
rotating
actually
to
have
the
5
volcano
minutes to
again.
play aggressive here.
This
Yeah.
is definitely one of those types of games I haven't seen before in Battle of the Bridges, where they actually are using all of their time as intended. They are playing super defensively, both teams. I'm not too sure exactly what Dauntless is scared of against Stepdads.
Yeah, and now especially like Stepdads could be really using Dauntless's wall if they really wanted to, but they appear to be making their own abstract walls.
It looks
over
like
here.
Dauntless is actually going to try and stall their timer out, so that 1 minute and 30 seconds will turn into an aggressive time counter. Currently, Dauntless is on the aggressive time counter. They have 5 minutes until they have to play aggressive.
This definitely does seem like a good strategy at the same time made by Dauntless. However, look right here, as you can see, trajectories making his way over to mid to try to get the off angle on Stepdads.
Rabius is taking a very
doing the exact same.
very good angle here to try and keep this team boxed in. Originally, in the area where they were in, referring to Stepdads at this time, they actually were starting to box themselves off. Actually, we're going to take a look at their time here as Jabad is going to announce in chat.
As you can see right now,
Stepdads
trajectories and Rabius definitely
has
getting the overview of the Stepdads, making it to where they are boxed in, having to build their wall.
35 seconds remaining, though.
It's 35 seconds. This is definitely something that's looking forward to. I'm not too sure
They're
what
gonna
Stepdads
be
are
having
do.
to make a push or something.
Seems to me that they're definitely making a push on it towards mid, trying to keep those 35 seconds in place, making over to mid, rotating off, pausing their timer as they go.
Dauntless's 2 players kind of have to run away so they don't
3
get
minutes and
absolutely
30 seconds.
destroyed.
We're getting a lot of action here on the bridge.
Trajectories and
Quite a few shots
Rabius
being
making
taken.
their way back over to Dauntless. There seems to be Dauntless is pushing off. Trying to make
Ooh,
a
Max
battle.
luckily got out of that. He was actually going to get... That was going to be the first time I actually see somebody get ganked by arrows against a
Seems-
wall.
Seems to me, as of right now, that this may be Battle of the Mid, just because it seems to me that
Yes, as
Smart-
mentioned before, if played well, this island, well, you can consider this the 5th island, and it can be turned into a fortress in the way it's been built.
as you can turn out, Rabius and Trajectories trying to get the off push again off of the Stepdads, making the way back over in mid on the island on the opposite side of where Dauntless is, trying to get those archery shots, but it just doesn't seem to be working out. They have cornered themselves inside mid. Seems to me that they're going to be waiting for Dauntless to make that offensive push. Oh, what is this? Stepdad outside the wall, outside the Dauntless wall, trying to make the offensive push. Seems to me that the Dauntless plan may have worked as they are trying to push in. They definitely are seeming to push in. This is such an insane wall, if I must say. Just gravel and sand and cobblestone and wood and leaves. I'm not too sure exactly what's happening right here. Seems to me that Stepdads are trying to archer off Trajectories and Rabius, who have been putting pressure on them the entire time, while trying to also mine in for that offensive push against Dauntless. Dauntless seems to be knowing what's happening right now, pushing the way a little bit back, making a secondary wall in response to these people, trying to just hold down their timer. Duck, any comments?
Okay.
Questionable defensive wall by Dauntless right now. I think they should be fighting up there. They have the trench right there
The
again.
scrim
I
is
guess
actually the
anything can
longest
finish
one
it,
we've
but-
had in the tournament.
Going
I'm
for
really hoping these
The
teams
Dauntless and
decide to be
Stepdads
aggressive.
on getting the longest scrim in the tournament.
Yeah, there's
Oh, look guys,
Oh,
AJ,
looks like
AJ and
AJ
Gavin are kind of having some fights going
AJ
on here.
but-
Dauntless chasing after one of their
Gavin's
players.
playing very bad.
very,
Oh,
very, very.
This
taking
is
a lot
going to
of
be a
damage
high
here.
casualty
There
to
you
their
go.
He's
team.
out.
Taking off
They're
Gavin,
down
making this
another
One
player.
down.
10v8. That was such a poor move on Gavin, considering he pushed out way too far. That was surprised me that he can stick with his team. As you can see right here, Rabius still getting the off shots on Stepdads, trying to apply pressure on them. They don't even seem to be caring about Rabius at this point.
They
They're
are
Very
just
bad
not
move
caring
late
about
by
him.
Gavin.
That's it right now.
And
As
if you
see
look
there-
at the armor there, he's left his teammates in a very bad position as well. Looks like they're going to try and recover this armor. Looks
Oh,
like they're
they're
going to take
pushing in,
advantage of this.
pushing
Dauntless is
in.
getting some shots.
pushing in. Oh, they seem to cover up.
Rabius in a perfect angle to knock him in the
Trajectories.
water there.
And AJ on the other side.
They're definitely
Dauntless has a
boxing.
lot of pressure. on
Preferably, I think they should send
Panteras.
their tankiest player to go get that armor, but it looks like they're not taking the risk.
This is definitely a fresh air, breath of fresh air for Dauntless. They've been stuck on the timer
Yeah.
for so long. Finally, not only getting that kill after not one but two failed
Dauntless
play attempts.
has 30 seconds remaining.
30 seconds. It seems to me that Trajectories and Rabius are definitely still trying to put that thing on. They still are taking shots from both of these teams. This is very insane. What's happening with this wall, though? It seems to me that Stepdads are trying to push in, but at the same time, Dauntless is waiting for them. But this isn't happening. Stepdads are going to be waiting for Dauntless to make the offensive. They're going back to Dauntless's old island, trying to make these pushes. Dauntless being forced to go for the play.
A crazy barrage amount of arrows from AJ and Rabius on both sides, including also LOTR. They really just can't do anything. They're probably almost out of soups right now for how much damage they've taken. Constantly, Rabius and AJ are just shooting them.
I'm not even screaming!
And it looks like we're going to have a battle here. Dauntless making an aggressive push up to their old wall.
Oh, AJ getting some apples right to the face.
Dauntless has to rotate
Making an
now.
opening.
Dauntless needing to rotate right now are forced to make that push, the final
Not
aggressive push.
you. Gosh. He
Are-
knows. I literally said. Oh my gosh.
Dauntless.
Oh,
with 30
no.
seconds up.
Dauntless has
Rocketman
quit the
trying to
opening
wall
to
them
try
off.
and go for it, but they
Trying to
probably shouldn't.
trying to push in, but it just doesn't seem to be working right now. They're trying. That's it. Stepdads trying to make this final defensive push as Dauntless tries to go in, but too scared over the last time. If this last time this happened, they pushed into a wall. Ifbit completely destroyed them, making that a 5v2. Worried that this is gonna happen again to Dauntless. They're very, very, very eager to push in, but they just don't want to because they don't want
No,
to risk those players.
There's
Oh, Ace throwing the TNT, out of control, able to stem that TNT, getting this
to
out of the way.
answer the Han group. We're gonna have to take a break here so I can say there is no illegal wall height.
Oh, to answer a
Please
question.
don't continue.
Nice.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nice
Go
job.
ahead.
Please stop this for the short intermission of answering a question. No.
All right, there we go. Now we can continue. I was
seems
just
to
saying,
me-
like, there's no illegal wall height, if
It
anything.
seems to me that Dauntless they definitely want to push, but they're very, very scared because last time they pushed through a wall, like I said against Ifbit, they completely got destroyed. Ifbit seems to have taken complete control of their old base, making these walls just for them. Dauntless wanting to push out, but not knowing how to do it, are trying to go back. But however, what's this? As they're trying to push in, Stepdad's timer is going down. This is probably going to be an intense fight between the two.
Why are you whispering?
I'm not trying to whisper. Just such an. I'm
No,
focusing
God,
so
very,
much.
very.
Looking
Well, it looks
at
like they're
Ace and
retreating
Vile
here.
right
Looks like they're
now.
trying to retreat and get away from Dauntless. Looks like Rabius is rewarding him for this and actually managing to pick one of their players off here. Dry Puddles gets away from Rabius. That was a very
They
good play
really
there.
aren't. Oh, now they're pushing AJ.
Now they're
They're
pushing.
definitely going to fight at the middle point.
This is a very bad position because
Oh,
AJ and
Dauntless
Rabius
is
are
retreating.
definitely.
Trajectory
AJ needs
is
to
going
back out of
back
that, and he does
with
so.
Stepdad's taking the mid right here, taking the mid right there, trying to push in towards Dauntless. It seems to me that Stepdads are taking the aggressive push very literally, considering that they're going for it. What is this right here? Our rotor control going off to the side as he gets pushed off by Rabius, going into the water, taking some damage, goes back into mid for that. And Dauntless seems to be going back for you. I guess both teams were very successful. They both were able to take that clock down to both, where they both have to play aggressive. now.
Oh,
Seems to be
Rabius is going to get a pick
Have-
here.
Rabius-
Having to cross the bridge, Rabius
Guy
putting
named
a lot
Alex
of
is
shots
saying-
into
Yeah,
them.
what is
No.
this right here?
What if a few of their
It's
players got
happening.
quite a few
Don't
hits?
fight
It's
for
happening.
Dauntless
Dauntless
to take.
versus Stepdads. Stepdads trying to
It
push
might
in.
actually be
Ace is
happening.
in.
Ace with the
Click right,
bomb.
going in.
TNT.
but just didn't
Clearing
see
the area.
Oh,
but
they take another way.
Quacketeer is gonna get taken out
point
here.
off to the side is right now 2v2 out of control versus Wids.
Super
Ace on
dies.
that
Wids
bomber
in the-
once again, throwing in another bomb.
Right now, Wids making his way back. Out of control. making his
Definitely
way back.
spraying them out. TXA spread apart,
Step
water
down's now
going
down
into the
4
hole.
players.
As we go back over
2
here.
are now down. Dry Puddle about to be taken out as well.
Dry Pearl manages to get away here.
Dauntless was
Somehow.
successful in being able to defend. They're
But
being-
Chasing Michael's still in there. Chasing Michael about to get killed.
Chasing Michael. No, my
They
man.
actually
But
haven't
AJ,
managed to take this
look at
opportunity to
trajectories.
kill Hockey here.
Trajectories off to the
AJ
side,
hiding.
trying to hide. AJ trying to hide, making sure they don't see him. Rocketman knowing what's
They're
happening.
mining to
Rocketman
him.
doesn't see him. Rocketman
AJ
AJ
about
versus
to get
fighting.
killed.
AJ's out.
One down.
Trajectories
One Dauntless
dies.
member down.
Trajectories dies.
Lol.
It is right now Rabius, the only archer left, fighting against this group of people, trying to push into the bridges. Nothing's happening right now. It is right now at 9v6. Dauntless pushing out to go against them. There's right now Hockey getting one, Rabius getting one, Lauder getting another, Ace getting another.
Oh,
This is a
oh,
clean sweep
nobody's
Nice,
with
dropped
one
clean
here.
wipe.
person left. And with that being said, Dauntless gets this. With
GG.
Dauntless being, as you can tell, all their skins right
Oh
there.
my
From
god.
the
Very-
That is
very
not
excellent
cool.
execution
That
there.
is
Very
scary.
good execution. Seems to me that this one both ways. It started off being very pro Dauntless, moved over to Stepdad, just draining down the Dauntless timer to the point where they were able to take control. They seemed to be more of just a drop down with a timer to the point where it's 2 aggressive pushes trying to make it there. At the end of the day, though, Dauntless able to get that final defense back up, even though both timers were down. They were able to bait Stepdads into being able to get Dauntless to go to their
Yeah.
wall.
Fortunately, we don't have any more matches for the rest of the because that was the longest match.
That was almost gonna lead into if there was a next match. But anyways, guys, I mean, this was a very intense match, and for all of you that came sit live, we thank you for coming to this live stream, and thanks and special thanks to Duck for being our special guest in this live stream, and thanks
you,
to
thank
all
you.
the commentators, of course, being a part of this and making this an exciting experience. We hope to
Really
be
good game. Really
hope
good
to
game.
see you guys next
It's
weekend
fun
for
to
the
be
next
here. It's
Battle of
fun
the
to be here.
Bridges.
With this being said, though, Dauntless now 2-0 makes its way off into the playoffs with the Stepdads. Another formidable opponent against Dauntless is now 1-1. Quite the
Whew,
intense
very-
scene over here.
I was in motion a roller coaster as Tana once described the Ifbit versus Dauntless scrim. Yes, they've had very many interesting scrims. However, this is very long. It did have a very interesting turnout here. Was definitely glad to be part of the team that's covering this scrim.
Very
What
much
is
so.
everyone else's thoughts on this?
What is up, guys? It is TXH. Just wanted to say that was a great scrim. Please be sure to keep updated on the MCL YouTube channel. This is TXH signing out.
What is up, guys? Dauntless here. We'd like to thank all our fans.
What is up, guys?
Oh my
I love you, Bob.
AJ, stop trying.
Alright.
We love the fans. It is all about the fans.
I love you, TXH. Big fan.
Honestly, Duck, I love you.
Thanks.
Tix, I'm a big fan.
Alright, well,
Joe.
with that
I'd
being
like to
said-
All right, so
Second-
guys,
Alright, wait,
I'd
let's
like
get an
to
interview
thank-
All
going,
right,
Grape.
AJ.
Let's get an
Let's start with
interview
those
going, Grape.
arrows.
Let's get
oh my god.
an interview
Alright.
going.
Alright, end this off, Grape. Oh my god.
Yo,
Alright,
don't end
well-
it. Don't end it.
Alright.
Subscribe to Dauntless YT.
Thank you,
NPL.
please. Thank you. Thank you.
Join the
Yo,
Eagle
yo, yo,
Nice
yo.
community.
suit, nice suit.
Grape.
Go
Everyone
set
quiet.
up.
Everyone quiet. Everyone quiet. Everyone quiet. Okay.
No.
Okay. Grape.
Yes.
Alright. So, Grape.
What's
Yes.
his entry?
I'm thinking we do an interview here. Let's interview a leader.
Let's go.
Interview a leader.
I
Wait,
am
are you
the
still
leader,
streaming?
actually. I am
Yes,
the
you're
leader.
Yeah, he's still streaming.
Okay.
Grape?
I
Oh
think-
my gosh.
I'm
I
the
think
leader
it
of
should
the
be
Duck
interviewing-
Man.
I mean, both, to be honest.
All right, Duck. What was going through your mind
I'm
when you
the
decided
leader.
to recruit Grape? Like, what
When I
possessed you to
decided to
do that?
recruit Grape, what, like, back in the day? Dude,
Yeah, like what
Grape-
possessed you?
Grape was just Grape was just one of those kids that you couldn't
One
mess
of those
with.
kids.
He kind of scared me at first, so I just invited him to the team because I was like, oh, this guy may kill me eventually if I don't invite him. So, yeah.
Doug, I have one question for you. Were you expecting this score at the end of the game?
Heck no, no, I was definitely expecting the other team to win.
Oh wow.
I had my bets on them. I was actually betting with Meepo, $5 that they would lose. But rip. Yeah, rip.
All right,
So
shout out
you
to
owed me
Hamza.
money?
He was a fan before the fame. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout
All
out
right,
to
I'll
Arsenal
sign off.
YB.
I'll sign off the stream
So
here.
AJ,
What should I start
trajectories.
the stream with?
Let's start with those arrows.
Let's start with that death, AJ.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh,
die,
AJ,
AJ.
I waited.
God, AJ. That was
Oh, I
sad.
don't want to play this.
Yo, Joe,
Yeah,
give
I
me
warned
co.
you to get out of my MPS.
Joe, give me co.
What the heck am I
Real quick.
Don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
Oh,
Please don't
I
be a
fell.
snake. Dang it, you guys all have shadow skins.
Wait, are we actually playing this? What's happening?
Hunter
right
getting
All right,
cold.
great,
All right,
great.
no,
Can I
no,
sign
stop
off the
fighting,
stream?
stop
Yeah, you
fighting.
want
Sign off the
host?
stream?
now? All right, you guys can sign off the stream.
All
I'm outta
right,
here.
so
Yeah.
Oh wait, did you
this
really
has
turn
been
it off?
Dauntless versus the Stepdads, guys. Thank you for
Wait.
watching. Be
No,
sure to
fine.
follow Mindplex Competitive League on Twitter,
Stream's
Facebook,
over.
Instagram. Please catch up with all our latest videos. This is TXH signing off.
I left the channel.
What the heck?
All right. Anybody else want to sign off?
This
Yeah.
is Blair signing off.
This is hey, what's going on, guys?
Blair's little one over here.
Thank you for all the support. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Wait, no, you won't see us tomorrow. We're not live streaming anything tomorrow.
Oh no!
This is Grape. This is Grape signing off. You guys take care. Have a
Oh
good
my
night.
god.
See you guys next.